night tremor on my skin. Feel like something pulling in. Goosebumps crawling up my spine. Little signal from the quiet side. Vibrations lift me higher than my habits, higher than my head. Stepping out of time, breathing deeper, crossing lines. Every whisper in my bones says I'm already going home. Vibrations lift me higher than my habits, higher than my health. Shiver feels like my higher self. Oh, I'm tuning in.
All right, you guys. All right. Welcome back to our first Monday Renewal Ritual. I am so happy that you guys are here. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Fat and Fabulous, which is on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for gracing, or me gracing, your presence on my own YouTube channel. Yes. I am Coach Salita. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. So we are going to get started because, as you know, this is July 6th, which is the first Monday of the month, right? And we're going to be talking about some real good things today. We're talking about the permission to begin again, okay? Reclaiming your voice, your vision, and your power. Yeah. It's so much going on. I know you guys, first and foremost, let me say this. I know a lot of people are concentrating on what's going on the outside, the external world. And I know a lot of people's lives have changed since this has taken place, right? Since all the hoopla has happened, I do understand. I truly understand that everything is not going to be the way we want it to be anymore. Things have changed tremendously. But in the process, this is the time for us to actually take time out to really, I want to make sure the camera's right. To really pay attention to us, because this is our time. This is our time to kind of look at what we're doing for ourselves. How are we handling everything in our lives right now? From our relationships with our families, our relationships with our men, our relationships with our kids, all of this, our friendships, all of this is the time for us to really kind of look at what we're doing. Never think that you are not moving forward in your life. Okay. Never think that. And I'm saying this because you're saying, okay, well, why would you say that when I know I'm not moving forward? It's your mind. Okay. You have to change how your mind is doing. So now that the year isn't halfway over yet. Okay. Keep in mind that, right? Your next chapter is just beginning. Let me tell you something. It's all right to constantly, if you want to change things in your life all the time, It's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why people are so afraid to move forward and change things in their lives. You're entitled to that. That's what you're entitled to. No one can take that away from you. It's your life. So you can choose what you want in it and what you don't want in it, right? You can make that choice. So I say, I'm saying to you guys, and this is not about me giving you permission, okay? This is about you giving yourself permission to move forward in your life, okay? That's what this is about, okay? So, again, I want to welcome you to our first Monday ritual we do, renewal ritual we do every month, the first part of the month. This is a sacred pause for you to come in and enjoy yourself, feel like you're part of something if you're not. This is your space, okay? Not only is it our space, it's your space too, okay? Um, you don't have to perform, you don't have to prove anything, you don't have to outdo anything, you don't have to pretend. You don't have to do any of that, you guys. None of that is even warranted here, okay? This isn't about becoming someone new. Please do not um, get that in your mindset that that's what this is about, becoming someone new. It's not about becoming someone new. Hello. This is basically welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, this is basically, like I said, this is a place where you can pause. This is your pause space. This is your space where where you definitely can just be yourself. We don't have to perform here. We don't have to pretend here. We're being ourselves at this moment because you deserve that. Okay. You have the permission to give to yourself to be that person. Okay. This is about remembering the woman or women you've always been. This is what this is about. Getting back to the root you. Okay. Getting back to who you truly are. Okay. So, um, what have you been carrying that no longer belongs to you? Um, Miss Latasha, if you can write it in the chat, please do that for me. What have you been carrying that you know no longer belongs to you? Okay, I'm gonna give you a little chance to answer that for me. How have you been doing? Has everything been all right for you? If you can't talk, that's all right. You can put it in the chat. I'm listening. And I'm not going to take a lot of your time up. I promise I'm not. Okay. I promise you I'm not going to take up a lot of your time. So I got this in my way here. Okay. There we go. Okay. So while she's doing that, she went out and I'm quite sure here she comes. She's coming back in. I have to add her to the stage. There we go. There we go. Um,
Good evening. I'm talking tonight. You wasn't expecting
see,
this, huh? I'm talking tonight.
yeah, you're talking tonight. Great,
Yes,
great, great.
ma'am.
So the question I have, okay, is what are you, what have you been carrying, right, that no longer belongs to you?
I can name a lot of things,
No, go, go.
but I'm just gonna name one.
Okay.
And I would definitely say the burden of others.
That is awesome. I love that answer. The burdens of others. That's right. Good, good. That is so awesome. And you actually didn't have to say it out loud. You could have just, but I wanted you to. That was my
Oh, ain't
prompt.
no shame in me. Ain't
Yeah,
no
I know you.
shame in me.
I know you.
I
I
could
know
tell
you.
this to anybody who feels that it's directed towards them. If the shoe fit wet, if it's too big, take it off.
Take it off. That's right. Give it to somebody who fits, right?
Right.
Okay. So let's talk about the weight we carry because you just said something very profound at a moment like this. Um, so many women of color have been taught to be everything for everyone because you just kind of put that in the square for us, right? Put it in the box. Okay. So the pressures to always be the strong one. Kind of explain that to me. I'm going to give you some things I want you to explain to me. So the
Okay.
first one is the pressures to always be the strong one. How does that make you feel at times?
Well, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
even the strongest get tired.
That's right. There we go. There we go. I
You
like
get
that.
tired. You will eventually just burst and you'll
Okay.
lash out.
Got
Eventually,
it.
you will lash out.
So you're saying it can turn into resentment in the process. It turns into anger because see now you don't know how to actually filter.
I wouldn't just say anger.
Okay.
The right for me to
Hmm.
describe would be when people don't see what they have in front of them.
Okay. So you're
They
saying
don't
something
see it until
about
it's they don't see it
appreciation.
until it's too late.
Okay. So you're talking about appreciation and gratefulness.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. 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 Um, great explanation. So now let's talk about caregiving without receiving care. How does that, how would you break that down?
Repeat the question again, please.
Caregiving without giving care, without receiving care. Let me say that again.
Well,
Without receiving care.
that I'm at a point where I've completely just I'm burnt out with that.
Gotcha. Okay. I like that. Okay. That
I'm
burnt
burnt
out.
out with it.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. What about feeling guilty for resting? Do you feel guilty for
I don't
resting
feel
right now?
guilty at all. At this point, how I feel right now
Hmm.
and what I've been going through, I don't feel guilty not one single bit.
Okay. So let me ask you this. What would you tell women who need to get to where you're at with that feeling? What would you tell women?
It's not gonna happen overnight.
Okay.
You're gonna have to really do some really deep thinking, and you're gonna have to do it alone by yourself where you can actually hear, everything comes back amplified when
Yes.
you're by yourself.
Yes. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, I love this.
And
Okay.
when you pay attention, if you don't pay attention, you're going to miss it. You're going
Gotcha.
to absolutely miss it. So you would have to be completely take time for yourself,
Hmm.
and then you will begin to see everything around you
Hmm.
that's bothering you, that's affecting you, that's stopping you from where you want to be.
Hmm.
It comes amplified to you.
Gotcha. Okay. What about measuring worth through productivity? Let me say that again. Measuring work. Let me say that again. Measuring worth through productivity. So, do you feel like your worth is built into your productivity, or is your worth your worth? Is it
No,
what you
my worth is I know for a fact that I'm worth more than what I'm dealing with now.
doing? Yeah, I love it. I love it. That is so
I'm worth
awesome.
so much more than what I'm dealing with at the moment.
Gotcha. Gotcha. What about losing yourself while helping others? Are you beyond that, or are you still dealing with that?
I was losing myself.
Huh?
I was losing myself.
So, okay, you were losing yourself. Okay,
I was
gotcha.
because anytime that you put on hold what you want to be doing,
Mm-hmm.
to help
Mm-hmm.
others get to where they need to be. It's not supposed to be that way.
Love that.
And
I love.
these folks could care less about what you're going through.
Yeah.
Like, you know my situation.
Yes.
I'm still going through my situation.
Yeah.
I just had 2 major surgeries
Wow.
before I could absolutely have the one that I need to have.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank God for the people who has been a great support system to me, but through it all, it has been so beautiful because I could see, I can absolutely see what no longer serves me anymore.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is so dynamic. That is so dynamic. That is so awesome to hear. Okay. So, when did you stop asking yourself what you needed? When did you stop asking yourself what you needed? What did you need?
When I was sitting alone,
When you're alone, when
yeah,
you actually
when I was
think
sitting
about the big
alone,
picture, like when you saw the big picture.
yes.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, what does strength look like when no one is watching for you? So, when no one's around, what does strength look like for you?
It's an emotional roller coaster.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. And if you didn't have to prove yourself, would you do? Who would you become? If you didn't feel, and let me say this. Let me get this out before I say that. It's not about you proving yourself, but you understand the dynamics of the woman, how she is as a little girl up to her as an adult. She's expected certain things are supposed to happen for her and to her for everybody else. So this is where this question goes. If you didn't have to prove yourself, because everybody connects validation and love to what we do, okay, how we show up. And when we don't show up correctly in their eyesight or their perception of us, it becomes a problem. So that's the reason why this question is very important. If you didn't have to prove yourself, who would you be? Who would you have become?
I believe, well, I know I
Hmm.
would be excellent because
So
I
you're not
know,
excellent now?
yes, I'm excellent now, but
Uh-huh.
I just have some things that I need to take care of. I mean, I know what I'm going through,
Uh-huh.
but you know, I'm excellent now in ways you asking when it come down to being good to people.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah, I'm overly good to people.
Hmm. Okay.
I
Okay.
have a very big heart, and that's my downfall.
Yeah, that's the downfall of all of us. And again, let's go back to a long time ago. I think I've mentioned this. I talked about people pleasing. That's one trait all women have. It's built in us to please other people and not ourselves. So that's an automatic built in from the old way of us realizing, you know, how people perceive us, how, family, we're taught to be nice, sweet, cute, put your dress down, do this, all this, how you don't get angry, don't get loud, all those things that we've been taught to say, or I mean to do, is all about not us. It has nothing to do with us. It's how we have to make other people comfortable when we're dealing with other people. You understand that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that's where all that comes from. And so we are naturally people pleasing people. And then we wrap our people pleasing up with strength when reality it's not. But that's what we've been taught. And that also goes into surviving. In order for us to get through things in life, right, we have to do certain things. So that's why I those questions were important. Now, survival isn't your identity. Let me say that again, because I just mentioned survival. Survival isn't your identity. Many women have survived difficult relationships, right? Financial hardships, discrimination, grief, military service, motherhood, caregiving, or trauma. So we have taken on a lot. So let's ask this question. What if survival was just one chapter and not the entire story? How would you feel if survival was just one chapter of your life and you moved on to something different?
I've been there before. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I know how it feels to live a multi-million-dollar life. I know how it
Mm-hmm.
feels to be okay, and I know how it feels to be poor. So I did all that. So, and again, you know, I just want to be okay,
Okay.
live a life where I'm happy and I'm okay, and, I can navigate through.
Okay. So when you say that, let's talk about surviving versus living. What is the difference between surviving and what is the difference between living?
Surviving means that you're just, doing what you can to get
Okay.
by.
Okay.
On the other hand, when you're living, you're out there just doing it because you have all the things you need to do it with.
I love it. I love it. Let's say existing versus thriving. What's the difference between those two? Existing and
Existing just
thriving.
means that you just stuck in one spot, just there.
Okay. Okay.
And on the
And
other hand,
uh-huh.
you're just doing it. You're just flowing. You're just going with it.
Okay. So do you believe that healing isn't forgetting what you've gone through?
Do I believe that healing is forgetting what I've gone through?
Do you believe
Yes,
that?
ma'am.
Okay. Say that again. So
But
you believe
it's also there too. But you're gonna always reflect back, and that's what keeps you grounded,
mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
so
Okay.
that you don't go back to that place.
And you understand choosing peace isn't a weakness, right?
Right,
It's a strength, right?
right.
Okay. Okay.
And I understand that there are those that's gonna come along and they're gonna try to keep you stuck
Mm-hmm.
with a bunch
Yep.
of lies,
Mm-hmm.
promises, just promises, nothing but lies, to
Mm-hmm.
try to keep you in the same situation
Over and over again, huh?
over and over again.
Okay. Now, do you have any paper or pencils or anything?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I come to class prepared. That's the rules.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so on a piece of paper, I need you to do this. I
Yes,
need you to
ma'am.
draw two columns
Okay, I'm ready.
and write at the top one says, I have been, and the other one is, I want to become. So you talk about all the things you have been, and these are what one adjective, just adjectives like responsible, strong, invisible, just some words that you have been already. You've been there already, right?
Hmm.
And then in the other column, you write what you want to become. And if you want to share those with me, you can. If you don't,
Yes,
that's all
ma'am.
right. But I want you to be able to go back to that every now and then, whenever you feel the need to go back to those. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me know when you finish.
Okay. You want it done now. Okay, I got you.
No, you don't have to give them to me. You don't have to give them to me personally. I mean, out loud if you don't want to. That's a choice you want. I just want you to have that. So whenever you are feeling some kind of way, you can go back and look at, okay, this is what I'm no longer. This is no, this is what I have already become, and then where I want to be. That's basically what it's basically saying. Where you want to be. You do not want to come, you do not want to be the same person you used to be, is what basically is trying to say. You want to
Right.
become something different. Okay. So if you want to share those with me, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. I just want you to have them. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So so the next point, who is waiting for you? So this is what I
Oh,
want you to do. I'm asking I'm asking that question, but I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. And I want you to imagine yourself 5 years from now. You're healthy, you're laughing, you trust yourself more, you've set boundaries without guilt, you have peace in your life, you finally chose yourself. What would she tell you today? That person 5 years ahead, Latasha 5 years ahead, what would you come back and tell Latasha now?
I knew you had it in you.
I love it. I love it.
I love you.
Oh, Latasha, don't make me cry. I do not feel like crying right now. Okay? We're in the middle of a ritual and you're trying to make me cry. Okay? Don't do that. All right.
I'm just being honest.
Okay. So now you have another activity. Write yourself a permission slip. And this is what you're going to say. I give myself permission to do what? List all the things that you give yourself permission to do.
Okay.
Name 5 top things that you're giving yourself permission to do. And you know what I would do also, if you could, if you have like somewhere where you can pin that up, or tape it up somewhere where you can look at it from time to time. That's a good way of reminding yourself what you've been through, where you're at, and what now
Mm-hmm.
you allow yourself to do. It's a freedom. Keep it in your book, in your journal. Like when you open up your book, it's something you can look at. Keep it on your mirror, on your dresser. You know, you can even keep it in your dresser when you open up your dresser and get something out. It's sitting there. What is the things that you give your permission to do? I give myself, for example, I would say I give myself permission to smile when I get up in the morning. I give myself permission to laugh, because there's so many women out there that refuse, or they have not had the opportunity or the freedom to give themselves permission. Everybody else gives them permission, right? Everybody else,
Right.
wives get permission from their husbands, get permission from the kids, you know, and we don't realize that that's what we're doing. We do not really realize it. And the way that we realize is that when we feel empty, when we haven't done anything for someone, that's when we realize that we have literally lived our lives getting permission from everybody else. When you wake up, or when you come to the realization that, you know what, I feel funny because that person is not there to tell me what I need to do. You're getting permission for that person to handle their issues, for example, by the certain things that person says to you. So we're turning this back on you. Giving yourself permission has nothing to do with anybody else, but giving yourself permission to laugh, to cry, to run, to relax, to rest, to sleep, I mean, just all the things that you want to normally do that you're not allowed to do, and you don't realize that you're not allowed to do it. You feel guilty when someone else is sad. You feel guilty because someone is sick and you're not there to help them. We're filled with so much guilt of just being ourselves. When in reality is we've given permission for other people to actually run our lives, tell us what to
Right,
do. And we have to come from out of that. Okay.
right.
Now,
They
I
begin to feel entitled.
yes, yes. They begin to feel
And when you
entitled.
say, when you put up boundaries and you say no,
Mhm.
then you're the villain.
You're the villain. Or when like, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're snapping at people. Sometimes people have never taken time out to learn how you communicate. I think that is one of the biggest issues with people in relationships. When I say relationships, I'm not just talking about husband and wife, I'm talking about relationships, period. People never thought you were important enough to understand your communication, right?
Absolutely.
So when you say certain things, it's always been the way you said it. It's never been anything different than the way you say things, the tones or whatever. It's always their way of ignoring you when you're saying certain things. So when they do finally listen to you, right? When you finally actually say something, they get offended because they never took time out to understand your language and how you communicate with them. So when it comes off, it's going to always come off like you're being mean. Why are you hollering at me? Why you, all the time you've been hollering on in every aspect you can without actually raising your voice. You understand what I'm
Exactly.
saying? By the things you said and the things that you do and the way people don't pay attention to your way of communication because guess what? It doesn't sit comfortable with them. And it's not serving them. You see, if it doesn't serve them, that's the selfishness in human beings. When it doesn't serve them, they don't hear it in the way that you're saying it. They hear it in the way that they want to perceive it. That's why
That's
communication is so
absolutely correct.
it is so important because everybody can take things out of context without really taking it out of context. You just never, it's like me and you talking, right? And you know automatically how I talk to you, right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
one day I come in and I talk to you a little bit different. Now, I've been talking to you this way all the time, but when I talk to you a little bit different, you automatically get defensive. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, why is she getting defensive? Me and her always talk like this. Why is it not? Because you never paid attention. Oh no, I never paid attention, or no, you never paid attention to the way that I've been communicating with you all this time. I've never changed in the way I communicated. You finally realized how I was communicating with you because it was how do you say, a non-understood communication between two people, and we do it all the time, and we don't realize we're doing it. That's why active listening. That was so funny that
And it
Linda
still
brought that
is.
up.
And it still
Yes, yes. That's why active listening is so
and
important.
it still is every time I think about it. I'm not fit to lie. Every single time I think about it, I laugh. I laugh out loud.
Yeah, yeah.
Cause
So,
I still go over my notes and I go over the book. And
mhm.
every single time I see active listening, I can't help but the bust out laughing.
Bust out laughing. You can't help it, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's why it's so important to actively listen. And if you don't understand something, always ask, get the answer, so that when you do have that conversation with that person again, you understand where they're coming from. It's like, it's sometimes, even when you ask the question, right? Sometimes people don't want to answer you. And so what do you do then? Well, move on. Okay, you don't have to answer me. Okay, cool. I'm good. Move on. Just move on to something different. But you definitely want to pick up on their language and how they communicate with you, so that that will not happen in that perspective of when you're saying something or they're saying something and you get all offensive, and they're looking at you like, I've been talking to you like this all this time. You really haven't been listening. Because we look at the moods, we look at the tones, and we look at the attitudes in the conversations instead of listening to the words. And we all do it. We all do it. I do it all the time. I know I do, because I pay attention to stuff all the time. That's what's wrong with my brain now. But I know,
Right.
like, even when I'm interacting with my husband, some of our conversation, I'm like, okay, where did that come from? And sometimes I'll ask, and sometimes I won't say nothing, and I'll just, okay. Because I have to understand too. I have to be the one to listen too. It's not always about me telling everybody else to listen. I'm learning too. Learning a lot more. As you get older, and I think I'm older than you, as you get older, I promise you, things will not be the same. You will not see things the same way. And I've learned, and I'm learning that every day, that things, the perspective that I had about certain things, it's no longer there, or it's my perception and not how it really is. Sometimes we get into our little worlds and we don't want to hear anything else, and we want to believe things the way we want to believe them without opening ourselves up. And sometimes that can hinder us from learning lessons in life because we refuse to look at things in a different manner. That happens, but we either learn from it or we're going to continue to do it. And I'm saying, by the time we leave here as human beings, does not mean we're going to know everything, we're going to do everything right, we're not going to relapse on some things we've done that we said we would never do again. I am not saying that. I am saying in the moment, because mindfulness and being in the present moment is what matters the most. What happens in the future is important, but it's not as important as you being right here, right now, and enjoying this time and using it for you, and not for always taking care of other people. And that's where we're at right now. And that's what's important. Okay. So I'm going to give you some reflection questions. Okay. So, what version of yourself are you ready to release? That's one question. Do you want me to put it in chat? These questions in the chat?
You can just call them out. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. So the first question is, what version of yourself are you ready to release? The second question is, what belief is keeping you
Wait a
stuck?
minute. Let me see.
Want to write it down?
Yeah.
Okay. So I said,
Okay.
what one is, what version of yourself are you ready to release? Let me know when you
Okay.
finish.
That would be
Mhm.
the version of myself that I'm ready to release would be the version of making everyone else happy
Okay,
first.
gotcha. I love that. Okay, awesome. The next question is, what belief is keeping you stuck? What belief is keeping you stuck?
Hmm. Let's see. What's keeping me stuck?
Hmm.
Hmm. Pleasing others.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Okay. What would change if you believed you were enough today?
Okay.
Let me say
What
that
would
again.
change today?
What would change if you believed you were enough today?
I am enough.
Okay. But what if you weren't? What if you felt like you weren't enough? What would make you feel that way? What would make you know that you're enough?
What would make me know that? Well, I believe I am enough. I mean, I still have work to do on myself.
Uh huh.
I'm a work in progress, but
Mm,
I am enough. Like,
okay.
you
Okay.
talking about mentally
I think in all aspects, feeling that
and
you're
every
enough
aspect.
in every
Well,
aspect
I
of your
still have
life.
work to do. I'm a work in progress. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, cool. Sounds great. Okay. Now, where have you abandoned yourself? Do you know the part of you that you have abandoned?
Yes,
Okay. So,
yes, ma'am.
uh huh. Where have
Okay,
you abandoned yourself?
what I want to do.
Okay. Your dreams and aspirations?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 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 What boundaries would you change in your life this month? Because we're talking about what's happening this month. So, what boundaries would change your life this month that you would put in place?
For July,
For July.
I would have to really, really start meaning stop going back on my word and saying when I say no
Me, no.
in certain situations and
Okay.
stick
All right.
to it.
Okay. So we're also talking about your boundaries, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Saying no in your boundaries. So this is what the
You know, I have a lot of boundaries in place. I set boundaries in place, but I find myself in situations
where you kind of go
just
back.
yeah going back.
Yeah. And that's why I just said earlier, we are all, you said it too, your work in progress, everything, you're going to go back. We're not leaving. I don't know why we have this mindset that we're going to be leaving this world perfect. We're not. Okay, we're not going to leave this world perfect. That we weren't perfect from the get-go, so there's no way we're going to leave this world perfect. We just do not want to be at a point where what we said we were going to do for ourselves, we don't do them, right? We don't want to take all our dreams, all our perceptions of who we are, we don't want to take them away and not do anything with them. There's a Les Brown is a motivational speaker, and he has this saying. He says there are more dreams in the graveyard than it is people walking around. I'm kind of paraphrasing what he said, but because we don't live out the life that we know we deserve, we do this rat race thing where we're doing everything for everybody else, right? Running here, running there, doing this, doing that, and not living the life that we want truly for ourselves. So that's what we're missing, and that's why I'm saying what you said earlier. We don't have to have a perfect life, but we should enjoy the life we have, and sometimes that is very hard. And if it's anything that you want to do in your life, no matter what age it is, if it's anything that you want to do in your life, do it. As long as that situation or that thing that you want to do does not interfere with other people and it doesn't take away from anybody else. That I 100% am an advocate of us doing what we want as long as it's not interfering or hurting anybody else. I truly
I
believe
most definitely don't want to hurt anybody else.
exactly. Or put somebody else in an inconvenient situation. Another
I
way to
would
put
hope and pray
it.
that if I was, they would tell me.
Yes, that's
Just
right.
as honest as I am with them, I want people to be honest with me. And
That's
I
right.
understand that not everybody is going to do that, but
Hmm.
I most definitely would love for them to communicate with me and let me know, hey, I feel like this. Hey,
Yeah,
I don't want this. Open up your mouth
yeah,
because I
yeah.
can promise you, I'm going to be very upfront with you and honest with you.
Exactly, exactly. And that's what you want. So we're doing a July challenge, and for the next 30 days, I'm gonna throw these out to you. Take 1 hour every week just for yourself, no matter what it is. Reading a book, put your timer on. We have these phones, and I did a 30-minute nap earlier. I have a 20-minute rest every day. A 20-minute alarm goes off where I stop doing everything and I do a rest. I did a 30-minute rest today. So I'm saying if you can, take 1 hour every week for yourself. Just 1 hour. Do something you like doing. Click that timer on for 60 minutes. Whatever it is that you love to do it for 60 minutes. Okay?
Okay.
Learn to speak kindly to yourself. And I know that's hard for a lot of us, but it's something we can challenge ourselves to do. Speak kindly to yourself every morning. The next thing is journal for 10 minutes each day. I do it all the time. Matter of fact, I show you my journal on our
I will
other class.
continue doing that. I will continue doing that because I do it already, but I will
Oh,
continue to do that.
yeah, if you just time yourself 10 minutes, that's all. So, my book is almost done, and let me tell you what I did. I went back, I went and bought four more books because I know me. So look, this is the joke, the running joke in the family. I told my son to burn all my journals. He's like, wait a minute, did you say publish them? I said, no, no, no. He was just joking. I said, no, burn them all. Why would I burn them? Because you need to. Because you don't need to see what's in the journals. No, I'm just kidding. But because that's what the journal is for. It says also move your body 3 times a week if you can. Either that's walking, um, twisting, whatever it is you want to do, bend over, stretching, but move your body. I have a long hallway, so sometimes I'll walk up and down my hallway. If I don't go outside, if it's raining or something, I'll do that. Or I'll walk on the front porch, I'll walk out in the yard and walk back. Um, I mean, I could get in my car and drive to the park and walk, but I don't do that right now. The next thing is say no without explaining. Say no and don't say because da 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 da. No and mean no and walk away. And if they say, well, why? Hold your hand up and say, no. See if you can do that. That's a challenge. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to do all these things, right? But
Hmm.
try them, okay? Celebrate one win every day. I do it all the time. I don't celebrate by actually doing something. I'll be like, dog, I did it. So I have been going through my closets and I was redoing my room. And it is a tax for me to because I've accumulated so much stuff that every spring, I think mostly every spring, I go through everything and give away stuff to Goodwill or whatever. So this time I said, well, I'm not going to give away to Goodwill this time. What I'll do is I'll give to the homeless, not the homeless shelter, the women's battered shelter. So I felt so good packing all those doggone shoes because I had a shoe fetish at one time, but I don't have it anymore. Because I'm trying to become what they call that, a minimalist, where you don't carry a lot of stuff all the time. So I was going through all my stuff, and I was like, oh my God, yes, I did it, I did it, I did it. Because it was a small win for me because it took everything in me to go in that closet and pull out all those shoes. And I'm giving away some nice shoes, right? And I was like, no, I should keep those. No, put it no, 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 put them back over there. And then when I felt good, when I got the bag ready, I was like, yes, I did it. So that was a little win for me. And I was like, yes, because it takes so much to go through all that stuff and to say, yeah, okay, I don't want that anymore. But really, I was trying to find excuses why I should keep it. When I realized I don't go that many places anymore. So there's no need for me to have all those shoes. I don't work a 9 to 5, right? I don't do a lot of things I used to do. I was very active in a lot of places and a lot of things. I'm not there anymore. I don't do that anymore. So there's no need for me to hold on to them. Give it to somebody who, say, a domestic violence lady who actually is in a domestic violence situation, but she works, right? And she might need things. So I said I can see them using it opposed to me holding on to it, and it's sitting in my closet, not going there. So that made me feel better. That was a small win for me, getting all those shoes out of there. So let let tell me a small win that you think that you can come to on this journey. I'm sorry I didn't mean to take all that time, but I felt good to say that that I did. Yes, I did it. So one thing that is would be a big win for you or a small win for you to accomplish this month? Just think about anything.
Hmm. Well, I would say getting everything that I need
Hmm. Okay.
done. And I'm doing that.
Okay. There you go. So when it's completed, listen. So when it's completed, that would be more of a major win for you. It wouldn't be considered small because you're saying there's a list of things, right, that you're doing.
Right.
That I
For
can see
this
that.
month, right? You
Yeah,
said for
this
this
month.
month. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm doing that.
Okay. Okay. So would you consider it, like I just said, would you consider it a big win or a small win?
A big one.
Okay. So are you breaking these things down and doing them individually, or are you trying to do everything at one time?
It's happening one by one. That's the way it has to be.
Okay. So each one of those things that you have accomplished, those are things that you can celebrate. Okay. Celebrate it whatever way you want to. Doesn't matter. But celebrate them because you know what that does? That encourages you to continue on that path of completing whatever it is that you need to complete. And once each one of those things are done, and at the end, you'll see that it's a bigger picture, and you're like, man, I did it. Yay! I did it. That's where you want to be. But celebrate in the meantime the little ones, things that you keep your check off. If you okay, I've done that, check it off. Yay, I did it. Pat yourself on the back. Be happy, be thankful that you were able to do those things. That's where you want to be, right? So
Right.
so now we're going to talk about our monthly affirmations. I love affirmations. So If you can, repeat after me. I am no longer shrinking to make others comfortable.
I am no longer shrinking to make others comfortable.
I choose peace over perfection.
I choose peace over perfection.
My voice matters.
My voice matters.
My healing matters.
My healing matters.
I release what no longer serves me.
I release what no longer serves me.
I deserve joy.
I deserve joy.
I deserve rest.
I deserve rest.
I deserve abundance.
I deserve abundance.
I trust myself.
I trust myself.
And I am becoming the woman I was always created to be.
And I am becoming the woman I was always created to be.
Okay, perfect. I love that. So now I'm going to ask you to do something else. I want you to put one hand over your heart and I want you to say this: the woman you are becoming doesn't need your perfection, she
The
needs your.
woman that you are becoming doesn't need your perfection.
Mhm. She needs your commitment.
She needs your commitment.
She isn't asking you to have all the answers.
She isn't asking you to have all the answers.
She's simply asking you to keep showing up.
She's simply asking you to keep showing up.
And every small choice you make toward healing matters.
And every small choice you make toward healing matters.
Every boundary you set matters.
Every boundary you set matters.
Every act of self love matters.
Every act of self love matters.
Perfect. Now, as we leave tonight, this was so wonderful. Oh, I love it. It seems like when we're together, we're power together. So we already know what we are good at, right? You
Yes,
are
ma'am.
not behind. You are not too late. You're not too much. You're growing in your own season, right? And every new beginning starts with one courageous decision: is to begin again. So think about every time you, like you said, you're having different goals that you're doing little by little. Every time you set that goal, every time you put that goal out there, and every time it's completed, just take some time out and marinate in the feeling you get afterwards, right? And then when you marinate in it, that feeling of goodness, a feeling of completeness, write down how it really truly made you feel once you completed that. Once you took time out to say, you know what, I told that person no today. Wow. Start paying attention to everything you do. That's how you start to be in tune with yourself. I stay in my head. So whenever I do every little thing I do, it doesn't go away like I've done it and it's gone. It sits there and I analyze it and break it down. And then I say, you know what, I shouldn't have done it like that. And I start second guessing myself, which you shouldn't do. But I do it because I'm in my head all the time. Like lots of people live their life and interact with people and do all that. Lots of time I'm sitting in the corner in my head thinking about something different. I don't know why, but I do. But it's good
I
that I'm able
understand. I understand. I completely understand
to each
that.
kind of breakdown. I overanalyze. That's what it's considered. Every little thing I try to, okay, check this off, do this, do this. When reality, I just need to stop and just live, enjoy everything. Everything doesn't have to be broken down. I have to pick and choose what I need to. And that goes for anybody who thinks like I do. To definitely break it down and then move on. If it's not gonna change how you're doing things, and it's not gonna um elevate you, then it's just chatter in your head. Not saying I got voices talking, but it's chatter that you don't really need to waste your time on. And learning to know the difference in it, that's the hard part. Okay? That is the very hard part. So, wow. So I am going to let you go. You got work to do. You got a challenge to do for this month. And we didn't have one for June, but I'm glad we have one for July. So you already know what your challenge is. Um, and if you have any questions, we can always go back to the challenge and the different things that we can do. Um, if you want a copy of that affirmation, definitely let me know, and I'll get you the copy of the affirmation that you can say. Also, the one talk where you put your hand over your heart, if you want that one too, I'll get that to you too. Only if you ask me, I'll give it to you. I'm not gonna pressure you to have that. Um,
Okay.
but yes, this has been a wonderful time. I am definitely going to let you go. Look, I didn't even take long of your time, man. That's awesome. But so we'll go out in this month and we'll see how this month actually works for us, huh? It's got 31 days in it now, and this is the sixth already. So it's got what, 25 more days? Let's see what these next 25 more days will do for us. And I think me and you need to check into each other and see what we've done. Who did you look?
Yes, ma'am.
Who did you cuss out? Look, against the rules, right?
You know I
What
will.
anything? Who did you punch? Is that
No,
part
I'm
of
not
our?
gonna punch it. I'm not punching on nobody. No, ma'am. I'm not putting my hands on nobody. They not this. Baby,
Look,
they not even worth.
and I'm gonna say to you, wait a minute, was that part of our challenge? And you're
No,
like,
ma'am,
well,
it was not. We was not having a punching challenge this month.
it wasn't this month. The punching challenge is not this month. But yes.
No.
So so Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday is our next class when you're available for the legacy liftoff. We're
Hmm.
we already know where we're at. So we're on chapter 3 when we come back. Okay.
Okay.
And by chapter 5, I think it's time for a quiz. Once we get to chapter 5, we'll be ready for a quiz. I think I'm going to do it in the middle because I don't think this book has a lot of chapters in it. I don't think it does. So we're probably done with that book in a shorter period of time. And then we'll start our next one. Now, I'm not going to get on that subject because we're in our renewal time. So I want you to take all this information. You have been a great, 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 great student. You always have been. And I want you to really take this challenge seriously. And I think you've already started a lot of work already on yourself. I think you've done a lot already. From the beginning till now, you have done a lot and you've showed up. So that tells me that you want the change. And to me, I'm not saying anybody else doesn't show up, doesn't want it, but I know you faithfully have not been a person who has not missed our classes at all. So I know, and I can hear in you the difference than when you first started. I can hear the difference in you. So that means that I'm actively listening to what you're saying, and your responses are very important because I need to know that. So, Latasha, you have been so, um, what I want to say, in attuned to wanting to be a different person. And to me, I think that is so wonderful in itself that you want to see the change in yourself. It was already there. You just needed some way of getting it out. And that's what I love about you, because you do. You do the work and you don't have a problem with it. And if you do, you do not bite your tongue to allow, to voice it. And again, that's how important active listening is in the way we communicate with each other.
Yes, ma'am.
That is very important. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and let you have a great night. Um, and I shall see you Wednesday. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you over on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys who hung out with us over there. So we'll be back here Wednesday at 7:30. The new time was 7 o'clock. I changed to 7:30 because we no longer have the other show on Wednesday night. So that gives us a little bit more time. So I shall see you then. All right.
All right, you guys.
Good night.
Good night.
And my habits higher than my health. Vibrations find me. Every little shiver feels just like my higher self. Oh, I'm tuning in. Tuning in. Tuning in to my higher self. Oh, heartbeat stepping out of time, breathing deeper, crossing lines.